Hi guys. I am Julie. Welcome to the channel Bollywood King. Today I am going to watch Shahrukh Khan, Hugh Jackman and Karan Johar's interview. I think Hugh Jackman visited India in 2011. This video was made then during an event. I am excited to see the video with you. Let's start.
It gives me great pleasure to be here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a special evening. It also marks the closing of FICCI, which has been a great 3 days. We've had some amazing sessions, amazing interactive B&Bs, and amazing discussions on various parts of the media and entertainment industry. I'm going to introduce a very beautiful woman on stage, somebody who's been the ambassador of the movies and has taken our name and our presence global. She's stunning, she's beautiful, and has always been, as I described to her earlier in the evening, as our very own pride. Please welcome on stage Miss Aishwarya Rai Bachchan.
Good evening, everyone. Wonderful to be here this evening amidst everyone here from FICCI, from the industry, from the fraternity, from the media. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome to India the very accomplished and incredibly handsome Hugh Jackman.
I was told I was going to be introduced by the most beautiful actress in the world, and I presumed that was my wife. And I say that because I'm a very smart man, and also because my wife's sitting in the front row. But Ash, thank you very much. You are indeed a very beautiful actress. Not the most beautiful actress, but a very beautiful actress. But thank you, and thank you to FICCI for having us here. It is a dream for us to be here in Mumbai, in India. We've longed to come here. So we're thrilled to be here with FICCI.
Huge round of applause to Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we have one superhero with us on the platform, and there's no reason why we shouldn't have another. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always, I've introduced the man about 100 times before. I'm just going to say he needs no introduction. Please welcome Shahrukh Khan.
Can I actually say something before we start?
Yes, please.
Yeah. This morning, we were staying at the Four Seasons Hotel, and my wife and I went down to the gym, and they had a little piece of paper as you sign into the gym, which said thought of the day. And I opened it up, and it said, men's greatest disappointments are followed by their greatest successes. And I figured that because we lost the cricket last night, it was going to be a great day today. So now we've covered the cricket, we can move on.
Yeah. All right. So what does it feel like? You met him today, and don't you wish your son was here with us today?
Yeah. First I felt very short when I met Hugh Jackman. Which I normally feel short with my heroines also. But I felt shorter than normal. But yes, to be really, really honest, we're all Wolverine fans. And I have, because of X-Men and Wolverine, I've seen a lot of his television work also. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge, huge fan, and I'm really excited to be here today because I've met Hugh Jackman.
Thank you.
And genuinely. And then I also found out that he's a cricket fan. I didn't want to bring it up, but now that you did that.
I'm actually playing for the Knight Riders this season.
Yeah. You know, don't say that. As soon as everyone gets used to losing, they join Knight Riders. So
all right. So before we move on, we have something that we'd like to show the both of you. So let's have a look. Well, that was just an introduction to each other's work.
Thank you very much. Though you notice with the girls, I'm having more fun than you. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's a lot more romantic scenes than me. And a lot more singing, dancing, right?
All of it.
Yeah. But I'm a huge fan of Shahrukh's, by the way. I'm a big fan. In fact...
It is nice to hear it from Hugh Jackman. But we Shahrukh Khan fans know that one day everyone will be a Shahrukh Khan fan.
We've been talking for a long time. Loved your movie, My Name is Khan. I loved it. It was a great movie, right?
Yeah.
And Shahrukh and I don't know if you knew this, but you're going to direct the sequel, which I'm actually going to star in because Shahrukh is too busy. It's going to be My Name is... And we're going to shoot it here in Mumbai. It's going to be My Name is Jackman. And I'm not a tourist.
So has it been exciting so far? Have you been wanting to come to India for a while?
You know, we've been here, I just realized 24 hours and I feel like I've been here for a week. It is a most amazing city and country, and it has been the one place my wife and I have always dreamt of coming. I never thought it would be for only 4 days the first time. I assumed it would be minimum of a month. You know, I'm from a big country too, so 4 days is just touching it, but it is, the people are incredible, the place is amazing, the colours, the sights, the sounds, the history, the spirituality, everything about India we just love. So I hope to be coming back a lot, which is why I'm here, particularly talking to directors, hopefully about doing a Bollywood movie someday. So that's my hint. That was my hint. You meant to encourage him, no?
No. Well, we've had, of course, there has been this grand marriage between the two woods, so to say. We're called Bollywood for no rhyme or reason, and we really don't like the sound of that, do we? No, we don't like the sound of that. But it's just by virtue of the connection between the two industries, we've had to live with this name, and the Oxford Dictionary now also, it has the Queen's sanction. So now we have to live with the fact that we're called Bollywood, and we can't help that at all. But the great part of what's happened recently is that we've had a very tremendous and large studio presence now within our country, and it's been quite fantastic, starting with, of course, there's been Disney and Fox and Paramount and Warner, and everyone's basing themselves in India and Asia, and everyone has had a good run so far. So there has been this marriage of sorts happening.
And I'm sure it will only grow exponentially. Yeah. I mean, it's growing very fast every year from what I understand, and it will grow a lot more.
Yeah. Shahrukh, of course, you've dealt with the studios recently yourselves, and as a company and as an individual actor. Have you had a good interaction with the fact that there's been this synergy between the foreign studios and us? Has there been a good kind of interaction between you? What would you say, describe your experience as?
Well, I think absolutely marvelous. I think most of the studios that have come from abroad and have set up shop here, I think the nicest part is that they're bringing in, I was telling Hugh Jackman also. What do I call you, Hugh?
Hugh.
Okay. Okay. I was telling Wolverine. I was telling you that, you know, the best part is that our films need to be getting the script writing sense, the technology from these studios. All the time when I speak to all the heads of the studios, that's what I talk. I think last year my speech at FICCI was also that. And I think that kind of interaction, that kind of symbiotic relationship, plus the fact that they're ready to exchange these ideas is absolutely wonderful. And the money is good too, but that's really not the important part. But I genuinely feel that the relationship with the studios now in India is going to take Indian films further out than they already are. We're on the threshold of making it big internationally, and, you know, exchanges like having wonderful actors and stars. To be really honest, I think it's absolutely marvelous that the studios have come in, and it's up to us now, directors like you and big producers like SG and everyone, to, you know, form this alliance and take it forward. I think it's a marvelous thing that the studios have come in.
Well, what's interesting to know, and will be academic for us as well, the whole studio phenomenon is very new to us. You know, the dealing with the studios. We've actually been individual producers for very many years. We've been self-financed, and, you know, it's been like a legacy, a family legacy, moving from one family to the other. Right. My father was a producer, so therefore I am. Mr. Yash Chopra runs a huge conglomerate, and therefore his son is in the business. So it's been a family legacy. The studio concept is in the last 5 or 7 years. Now, looming large, of course, as a phenomenon, you've been part of the studio system for very many years. Do you look at it as an, what do I say for the lack of a better word, is it an intrusion, or is it a sense of huge amount of mothering and a support? As an actor, how do you face those kind of obstacles when it comes your way?
Yes, there's intrusion, creative intrusion, but if I was putting up $100 million, I'd want to have a say. I'd want an opinion. It doesn't really matter if it's an independent producer, a family business, whatever it is. Whoever's really putting up the money, I believe, deserves a say. And my experience with the studios is that there are incredibly smart people who, they do 18, 20 films a year. Many of them have done 200-300 films. So there is a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of support. And it's a different atmosphere because it's not like you just get the 100 million, go off and make your movie. They're vested interests there. So it depends how you look at it. Some people do look at it, they go in looking at it like it's going to be an intrusion all the way and are negative about it. But my experience generally has been that it's supportive.
It doesn't work like that here, because here, you kind of have more control, Shahrukh, as opposed to possibly what happens in the West.
I completely agree with him that, if there is a whole community of businessmen who know the business better than us, and I truly believe, I'm not saying actors and directors are dumb or something, but I think they're into the business. Right. They know it, and they have a tangible way of saying if a film has done well, which is numbers. And I think they follow that year-round. Like he said, 200 films, 300 films. They know the marketing. They know how to go about it. I think My Name is Khan is a big case in point to be taken around because of Fox. And I'm completely, we didn't have studios. That's why we are making our own films. I mean, it's not that we didn't want studios. Right. You and I and YesG and all of us have been able to create whatever we have by using our monies. But then the idea is that, they've come in. I think they are a welcome change. And yes, if there are some creative inputs, you can kind of discuss it. I don't think so far, I don't think there's ever been any mishandling of the creative process of filmmaking by a studio, whatever we've dealt with. And I think you can deal with it with an open mind. I think it's a fantastic thing that I can leave the business, the marketing, the understanding, the research work to a set of professionals, while I really concentrate on the creative process, on the lines, on the dialogues, on how the film should be done. And I think it's a great joining together, and I would never question that at all.
Right, fabulous. What would be the perception of our cinema, someone like you from the Western world of movie making? How do you perceive Indian cinema? What is the projection?
As an Australian, it's hugely popular. People know about it. It's very, very cool, the whole idea of Bollywood. In fact, Baz Luhrmann, who I worked with on Australia, he had a Bollywood theme to an opera that he did, I think, back in 1994. In fact, there's a scene in Australia which he told me is inspired by Bollywood traditions, where Nicole and I, first we go to a dance, and as we are leaving, we have our first kiss, and then it starts to rain, and everybody comes out and starts slow motion. Everyone starts dancing, and I said, as about the 7th day in this soundstage, kissing Nicole with torrential rains, I said, Baz, why did you choose the rain? We could have just been kissing in the sun, it could have been much, anyway. But he said it was all inspired by the whole Bollywood idea of what rain meant and eroticism.
Yeah. Well, Shahrukh will be able to tell you how much, he hasn't done kissing in the rain, but he's done a lot of dancing in the rain, I think. And in most of Yashchi's movies, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's so nice to know that now we are known as the rain movie guys, yeah?
But I think there's been something like 150 productions between Australia and India in the last 10 years or so. There's a huge cross-cultural thing going on there, which is great. In America, most Americans probably have never seen a Bollywood movie, I would say. Yeah. Probably 80% wouldn't have seen one. But they all know about it. They all know how massive it is, and they're intrigued by that. The studios are particularly intrigued by it. And there's been a real crossover. I mean, look at Monsoon Wedding or, Slumdog Millionaire, or there's been quite a lot of films crossing over now lately, which I think is a really encouraging sign. I'm sure there's going to be more and more and more of it. Because India is a film-loving country. America is a film-loving country. And I'm sure they will find that common ground more and more. The market here is so big, and that's what I think studios are really aware of it. Now, even when I started 10 years ago, the international market for Hollywood movies has doubled or tripled. Someone would have the figures here. It's at least tripled. I mean, the movie I did, Australia, I think, did not perform very well in America. It made $50 million, but it made 200 worldwide. Now, that kind of multiple, 4 times what it never happened. Now it's expected that a movie will make more internationally than domestically. 10 years ago, it was like a third. So it's changing, and I think what that is doing is changing not only where the actors come from or directors come from, but it is changing the taste in the movies. Studios are looking at, okay, so what is it that Indians like? They're looking closely at Bollywood movies. What is the taste? What is their appetite for movies? And that's how things are going to change, and that's why I think they'll come closer together culturally, and I think it makes it interesting.
I don't know if Shahrukh has told you, but our big superhero film is going to release the fall of this year.
I've seen the ad about 29 times.
Oh, fantastic.
Truly and honestly, X-Men and Wolverine especially is one of the biggest inspirations for me even attempting to make a film like Ravan. Yeah.
Well, I did see that shot on the bonnet of the car, which is very
Yes, Wolverine.
I like
Now,
it.
I have one personal question because,
Yes.
I didn't have access to all the people who've done superhero films. I've always wanted to understand this.
Yes.
When you wear that superhero costume, how do you go to the loo?
I don't know if your suit was like this, but when I very first put on the suit, it was James Marsden who played Cyclops and myself, and we had to do this run, and we had to jump over a wall, which was about the size of this thing at the front. So Brian Singer called action, and it's so tight in these suits. We were walking, called action, and we came up and we went, cut!
That is such a big impediment in your...
It is a big issue, I tell you. Then you have to wear even the harness inside.
Yeah.
And it is very difficult, and it is...
Hot. Very hot.
It's very hot, and
Yeah.
especially in India, in Mumbai, it was even hotter. And it's very, very difficult to do, and it's genuinely, and I don't say it because I've done one. For me, it's the greatest experience, and I want to do it for my kids, and I do it all over again. When you do films like this, we normally just see it as, oh, it must be a lot of VFX and stuff, and you don't realize the kind of pressure, and to look super heroic with all those stuff, I think it's immensely difficult, and I truly, truly say it, not because you're here. I think nobody looks better in a costume than you do, Hugh. You're awesome, man. You're the best superhero.
Thank you
And
so much.
I'd say there's no comparison. There was Christopher Reeve and there's Hugh Jackman. That's it.
Oh, wow.
There's nobody
That's a
else
great
in
honor.
between.
Thank
Well, a
you.
big round of applause to that, then, maybe.
It's, I know what you mean. I think when you see dancing and singing, it's the same thing. When the people who make it look easy, you don't realize how much work goes into it.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time for being here. Thank you very much.
It is
It's
my
really been
pleasure.
fantastic, and I feel hugely honored to be in the presence of both of you and superheroes. And I hope and pray that there is a whole lot of interaction that happens between
you.
your industry and ours. And I truly look forward that I hope this visit means much more than just you coming to our beautiful country. I hope in
Yeah.
many ways it begins a relationship.
I hope so too.
Before you leave, what I'd like you to do is, because Karan likes singing and dancing, we're going to make you stand here with me. I'm going to teach you a few steps, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
Absolutely. Come. And we turn around. Go. धक धक करने लगा मेरा जियरा जलने लगा सैया पैया छोड़ना ना 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 ना.
You lead well.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Hugh Jackman.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Love the interview. Love the interaction between Shahrukh Khan and Hugh Jackman. He mentioned that loved My Name is Khan and liked scenes of Rawan. Shahrukh Khan also praised him and mentioned that he was a Wolverine and X-Men fan. Besides, we learned that Hugh Jackman also was a cricket fan. And I liked how Shahrukh Khan taught him dancing. It was very funny. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please, don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. See you.